Today we got an Ajmal haul. 10 fragrances I was sent from Ajmal, USA. Look at this. This is pretty heavy and full. Let's talk about them. And I'm going to start with a fragrance that maybe and probably most of you already know. And this is Aristocrat Her. So this is supposed to be for women. In my opinion, it's a unisex. What does it smell like? It's a very, very good clone for Baccarat Rouge. And we're talking quality as well. We're talking performance, okay? How do I know that? That's how I know that, because I've had it for a very long time already in my collection, okay? So I've used it. I've known this since 2018. I'm not even sure when it was launched, but I know for sure that it's been a few years. So I've been using this one. They obviously didn't know that I have it, so they sent me another one. Now I have two. Good for me. It comes in a box like this. So if you haven't smelled Baccarat Rouge, I recommend that you smell it. You don't need to even smell this one because this is identical. That's why I'm saying I don't think it's feminine. I mean, if you consider Baccarat Rouge being a feminine scent, then okay, this is feminine as well. It's a sweet fragrance, it's true, but I wouldn't mind smelling this one on a man. And for those of you who maybe don't know how Baccarat Rouge smells like, or fragrances similar to it, although I think everyone knows by now, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the notes, just so I don't assume that everyone knows. So in the opening, this one lists tagiris, those are some flowers, and then orange and bergamot. Then we have saffron, and there's definitely saffron, like the saffron is definitely present in here because we have that slightly medicinal type of smell. Some hate it, some love it. It's kind of polarizing. But again, if you know what I'm talking about, you already know if you're on one side or the other. Then we have jasmine, violet, and sugar marshmallow. This is definitely sugary. We're talking about a type of burnt sugar that is also airy. It's also kind of fluffy. This is the beauty of this fragrance, the fact that it's both sweet and airy, both potent and rich, but not overwhelming. And this is what I like about it, about this type of DNA. And then in the base notes, we have cedarwood, oak moss, ambergris, musk, and patchouli. I'm not really sure if just looking at the notes, not knowing the inspiration behind it, you will be able to tell how it smells. But again, I think most of us already do. So if this is one of the best dupes for Baccarat Rouge, the next one took me a while to be able to decipher into what it reminds me of. I was even talking to someone, to a friend on Instagram, and I was telling her, this one reminds me of something. Okay, the packaging is the same, only the color is different. This is pink, and it's called Aristocrat Pink, actually. And this is also targeted towards women. And in this case, I feel like this is very true. This leans feminine. And finally, I was able to put my finger on it. And I think at this point that this is very similar to Jimmy Choo Fever. And thanks to my friend as well, I was able to determine that. Obviously, I don't have that fragrance in my collection. And for that reason, I was like, okay. I even went to Ulta to smell that fragrance. And I was finally like, yes, this is it. Okay, so the notes for this one, and this is very new. You cannot find it yet on Fragrantica. I think it will be there soon, I hope. So in the top notes, we have bergamot, grapefruit, and plum. In the hard notes, we have orange blossom, jasmine, and rose. And then in the base, we have sandalwood, tonka, and benzoin. And what I get with it is a fruity, floral fragrance, very feminine. I mean, if you know Jimmy Choo Fever, you know what I'm talking about. It's very pleasant. It's not weird in any way. I don't think I wouldn't see this one on a man, okay? I mean, even the packaging doesn't recommend it. I wouldn't see it on a man personally, but then again, you wear whatever you like, you know, who am I to tell you? But this is my opinion, okay? I would definitely wear this as a day-to-day type of scent. It's a very pleasant scent. It's quite inoffensive in a good way. I mean, I don't see this one bothering anyone. I don't think it's that type of fragrance that is polarizing. I think it's something that most people will find attractive. And this is also how the packaging looks outside for both of these fragrances that I've just talked about. I think it's pretty, and I think they would make nice gifts as well. The next fragrance is definitely one of my favorites in this video, and I'll have probably by the end of the video some favorites to sort of like make a top by the end of it. We'll see how that goes. Now this one is definitely among the favorites, and this is Amaze for Him. And guess what? Even though this is supposed to be for men, I find this to be a total unisex. Let me tell you the notes, but most importantly, I'll tell you what this smells like. Exactly what this smells like. And you will know because we have two fragrances, two very famous fragrances combined in one. So and let me actually show you the fragrance as well, not just the box. So we have bergamot, lime, apple, and Tahiti in the opening. Then in the middle notes, we have jasmine and orris. And in the base notes, patchouli, leather accord, oak moss, and musk. First of all, let me just tell you, I don't get any patchouli. So I have my patchouli fragrances, okay? I know how patchouli smells like. This is not a patchouli fragrance, okay? Even though it's listed first in the base notes. Now, this is the fragrance. This is how it looks like. Let me tell you how it smells. It's as if you've made the perfect layering between Baccarat Rouge and Aventus. So basically you don't need those fragrances, both of them, to make the layering. You have this one. If you have ever tried that layering, I've tried it and I know it works. It's good. You have the freshness from the Aventus, you have the sweetness from Baccarat Rouge. They work perfectly. And this fragrance is pretty amazing. Again, if you like those two fragrances, this is gonna be a hit for you. I am pretty impressed with the next one, both because of the packaging, but also because of the scent itself. And honestly, although I don't mind wearing it, I would love to smell this one on a man. Probably the most out of everything here. I feel like this one would be the sexiest. I'm talking about Amber Wood. This is the box. Obviously, it comes in another box, but I took it out of that box, and the fragrance looks like this. I think this is pretty popular among Ajmal fragrances. It's probably full of my fingerprints, but the bottle is very heavy. So impressive, right? It looks nice. Now, the smell. Okay, let's first read the notes and then I'll tell you what it reminds me of. We have apple, white pepper, lavender, and cardamom in the top notes, orris and cedarwood in the hard notes, and in the base, patchouli and woody notes. It kept reminding me of certain fragrances, and at first I was like, okay, what does this remind me of? So first of all, it kind of made me think about Layton, but we're talking a darker Layton, a more mysterious Layton. So quite masculine, okay? Then in the dry down, it kind of made me think about Wood for Greatness, and I'm like, oh my god, okay, this is definitely a combination of various types of fragrances in here. Obviously, this is not a clone for something, at least not something that I know, but it's such a beautiful, dark, sexy fragrance for men. I would say this one definitely leans masculine. I think this is destined for men as well. Like, you know, they thought about it when they created it and they, okay, this is gonna be a masculine fragrance. Although I don't think it's, yeah, it might just be a unisex. To me, it's a unisex, okay? But it does lean masculine. Again, super powerful, super nice. This might just win #1. I don't know yet, but if we're talking sexy men fragrance, out of these 10, this is it. This is the sexiest, strongest. It projects. It has a very good performance. I'm not sure about the price, actually. I think this is the more expensive in the more expensive category when it comes to Ajmal fragrances. This is around $200. I think 196. I have some information here under the notes. So yes, but it's totally like, this is niche quality, okay? So yeah, you should test it, obviously, but if you know these two fragrances that I'm talking about, I feel like it's a combination, like, let's just say 60% Layton, then we're talking this darkness added to the Layton, like making it even a little bit more mature, but in a good way, and a little bit of that wood for greatness, goodness. I love that scent, absolutely love it. Both on me, but especially on a man, I find that one to be so sexy. And I have to be honest with you, I didn't know much about Ajmal. I thought it's just another like Middle Eastern type of brand, okay? And I was putting everything in one big bucket thinking, okay, sometimes you get some quality with these fragrances, generally speaking, other times not so much. And one thing I have to tell you, after sampling everything, wearing some of these fragrances multiple times, I have to tell you one thing, and I'm not even trying to hype them up because some of these fragrances I didn't enjoy that much. I'm not in love with everything. You cannot like everything, obviously. But one thing is for sure, the quality is here. They have good quality ingredients, and that's pretty important. And since I brought this whole topic about quality ingredients, this next scent proves it one more. This is Amber Musk. This is the box. It comes from the same family, the same line as Amber Wood, only this is white, and it leans feminine. To me, this is definitely a hyper feminine type of scent. Let's see the notes and I'll tell you how this one smells like for me. So we have rose in the top, musk amber in the heart, and then in the base we have amber, cedarwood, and musk once more. Definitely the musk is there. Definitely the rose. I'm not talking about a very mature rose in here, but also not a very juvenile one. If I am to compare it to the rose in Delina, this is slightly more mature, although I have to tell you this is not a dupe for Delina. This is not similar to Delina, okay? I just compared the rose itself since that's a rose fragrance that most people know. Okay, so how does this one smells like? Like I was saying, hyper feminine. This is like a signature scent type of fragrance. Creamy, musky, sensual, day-to-day type of fragrance, but still strong. And it has like a personality. It's not just a pretty scent, okay? I would definitely consider this one to be like the better version of a Your Skin But Better type of scent, because this is musky and it has that crisp and clean side to it, but also it comes with this sensual rose. This is not a gemmy rose. We're talking about a pretty fresh rose in here, okay? So this is like all season, all weather signature scent, like I was saying. This is probably the one that I like the most for me to wear as a day-to-day type of scent, although obviously I don't have a signature scent. Having so many fragrances, you know, you cannot have a signature scent, but this is such a pretty scent. And the qualities here, like I was saying, it smells niche, it smells beautiful. The next one is Ajmal 3 from the Blanche collection. This is how the bottle looks. Maybe the presentation is not as impressive as the previous one, but the bottle is heavy, it looks nice. The cap is nice, it's made out of wood, and the scent leans feminine, and that's because it smells very fruity and bubblegummy. Let's read the notes. They go like this. We have raspberry and red currant in the opening, then we have violet, peony, and rosy in the middle notes, and finally amber, moss, and vanilla. So it didn't remind me of a fragrance like exactly, you know, like 100% or anything. But if I am to compare it to something, you know, like the idea of it, I would say that it goes in the area of Velvet Vanilla by Mancera without the tuberose. So that's a bubblegummy type of scent, very playful. And this is also very playful. It's a young scent, it's playful, it's feminine. It's for summer, I would say. Also, It's in the same style, but this is more nuanced compared to Toy 2 bubblegum. That's just bubblegum. That's all you're getting from it, and that's more juvenile. This is slightly more mature, although this is a very young scent as well. Slightly more mature and with more nuances to it. So this is what I get from it. I find it very nice for like a summer day. I don't think it has a lot of depth, like it's not a very sophisticated scent, but it's a happy scent. I think it can make you smile when you're wearing it. It can make you feel good. It's like a feel-good type of scent. The next one is Ajmal 5 from the Gold collection. This is a Roman 5. This is the box. And the bottle looks like this. It's a very elegant bottle. And so is the fragrance, actually. This is like the first word that came to my mind when I smelled this one. The notes go like this: mandarin, green apple, cardamom, and nutmeg. Then we have in the heart orange blossom, jasmine, and lavender. And in the base, leather, cord, amber, styrax, and tonka bean. This is the type of fragrance that, to me, is a little bit too masculine to wear. Yeah, this smells like a real manly man. Although it's not aftershavey or anything, but it's so masculine. This is also masculine, don't get me wrong. This one, Amber Wood, also masculine. But this, somehow, I don't see myself wearing it. But again, it's something that I would love to smell on a man. It's a very elegant fragrance. It's like a date night type of fragrance, night out type of fragrance. But we're not talking about someone younger than 20 years old. At least I wouldn't see this one on a teenager, like on a 15-year-old boy. For some reason, it's just, yeah, I don't get this vibe from it, but it's very elegant. What I get out of the notes mostly, so I'm definitely getting the citruses at first, but then they go away pretty quickly. I'm getting that lavender. I'm definitely getting that leather. It's a nice dark leather. The amber, the tonka. So it's like a little bit of a darker scent, but we're talking elegance, okay? If someone smells this, they might think it's a very expensive scent. It smells very expensive in a mature, elegant way, okay? It's not like like I was saying, it's not like a pretty boy type of scent. It's like a masculine men, grown-up men type of fragrance. And next up, I got Fiore Luminosa. This is the box. The presentation is a bit more simple with this one. And the bottle looks pretty, I think. And the scent leans feminine once more. So we're talking about notes of bergamot. In the top notes we have bergamot, but it quickly goes away. Then we have rose, jasmine, freesia, and orchid in the middle notes, and you get plenty of those, plenty. Then we have patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla, musk, and amber. I'm not getting much patchouli here. Once more, this is not a patchouli scent. This is a floral scent. We're talking about this huge bouquet of flowers because I'm getting the rose, I'm getting the freesia, the orchid, a little bit of that jasmine. So the vanilla is here. So everything is on this vanilla sweet base. This is a very feminine fragrance. It's not the type of fragrance I normally gravitate towards because I'm not big on florals, but I do like the vanilla part. But the florals, to me, especially when we're talking about a bouquet of florals and about orchid, I don't really like the orchid, but I could totally see this on a woman. It's pretty inoffensive. So coming from someone who's not like into florals, this is inoffensive. Like, this is pleasant to smell. I would not normally buy this to wear myself because I'm more like of a unisex type of person. You know, I love unisex fragrances. I love my girly fragrances as well. But this is ultra feminine once more. Now, this one, Amber Musk, I said was ultra feminine as well. But this this is more in your face. Like this is more of a, here I am, I'm pretty, look at me. While this one, Amber Musk, is more sensual, like you didn't even try that hard, but this is part of you, okay? So if I am to compare these two, because I use the same word for both of them. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this to women who are into very feminine floral fragrances. The next fragrance is L'Eau Bleue, and this means blue water, basically, and the bottle looks like this. It's a big blue bottle. Makes you think this fragrance is aquatic, and you're not necessarily far from the truth because this is a freshie, okay? Now, let's see the notes. This opens with bergamot and apple. Then we have peony, lavender, and geranium. I have to tell you, I don't get much of that peony. I'm not even sure if I'm reading that word right. Like, I've always had a problem with that word. And then we have amber, sandalwood, musk, opoponax, and vanilla. So this is done in the same style as light blue or light blue intense or those blue fragrances, but not necessarily aquatic, but very like citrusy with a touch of floral, with a woody base. It's that type of fragrance, okay? So yeah, this is for summer. So this is like a summer scent. This is a summer, even the bottle. I mean, it kind of, you don't even have to smell it. You're gonna know it's for summer. I do feel like it leans masculine. It's a freshie that could be used by women because it's not overly masculine. Like, it's not masculine to the point, again, where it smells like aftershave. It doesn't. Or where it smells like, you know, too manly, too harsh. It's not. It's, again, I don't get so many florals from it. I do get the musk. I do get a little bit of that sandalwood, the lavender, even the geranium, but not so much like the peony and the apple. I feel like it's a crisp apple. Yeah, so it's fresh, it's refreshing, it's for the summer. There's not a lot of depth, like obviously you're not expecting this from a freshie, and this you should find it for around $50. And the last one in today's video is Shiro. It comes from the same collection as the previous one, and the bottle looks similar. It looks like this, and the other bottle looks like this, so you can see it's the same shape. Obviously this one is white. It has this type of glass that is, oh, I forgot, frosted, I think it is. Yeah, frosted glass. So how this one smells. This is again in the same like fresh summer type of scent, slightly leaning masculine for me. Let me tell you the notes. So they go like this: lemon, bay rose, and apple. I don't get much of that rose, but there is definitely more depth to this scent compared to the blue one. Geranium, marine, cashmere wood, and then we have cedarwood, amber, and musk. So I'm definitely getting a little bit of spice in here. I'm definitely getting that like marine aquatic, almost a little bit salty vibe in this one. Out of the notes, I'm not really getting much like of the florals, but I'm getting the lemon. Like that lemon is very nice in here, the woodiness, the aquatic quality. I'm not necessarily big on aquatics myself, but I like to smell them on men actually. I feel like certain aquatics on men smell so nice, especially during the summer, like a nice citrusy, aquatic, slightly salty fragrance can be so nice on a guy. So yes, out of these last two, I do prefer this one. This hair has more nuances to it, has more depth to it, although it's being like, again, it's still a freshie, but that little bit of spiciness, I like it. It's more interesting, okay? So out of these two, I like this one. I like Shiro. Then again, I told you I'm gonna make sort of a top. Definitely my favorite for men out of this video So if I want to smell something on a man, it's gonna be this one, Amber Wood. This, okay, this. If you like the fragrances I mentioned, I feel like this is even a safe blind buy. I'm not recommending blind buys normally, but this is so nice. So nice. Then for me, so for like my personal favorite, something that I will wear, take with me. I'm going to travel soon, so I might take the bottle with me, although it's kind of heavy. I might make a decant, is this one, Amber Musk. I find it so sensual. I really like it. You put it on, you feel really pretty. You put a nice outfit. It's nice. Like, even though day to day, but also I would wear it even nighttime. So this is really nice as well. And then obviously this one, if you like Baccarat Rouge, definitely a very, very good one. And of course, Amaze. How could I forget? This again, I will wear, especially now that summer is coming. This is something I will wear. I like this combination of Aventus and Baccarat Rouge in this one. So nice, long lasting, really nice. So if it's something I recommend for both men and women, it's gonna be this one. Again, if you like those two scents. And yeah, for the rest, I already told you my opinion. This was today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any favorites from Ajmal, if you've tried any fragrances from this brand, and what you think about them. Until next time, take care and see you soon. Mwah!